Hey, it's Cam Jordan here on my podcast, Off the Edge, with yours truly, as I got my Steve Jordan, 6-time Pro Bowler jersey behind me, sitting next to my Pro Bowl jersey from a couple years back. I don't know, let's call it the 8th Pro Bowl specifically. But I'm sitting here, and I'm just so blessed to be here because we're finally back in the win column as Saints. It feels good. A lot of things to talk about. There was a head coach change. There was D-line coach switch, Shup. You know, there's been a lot happening in building, but we're not here to talk about in building right now. I'll save that for the end because I got a spell I need to put out there. You know, just a vibe, a feel of good energy and greatness to continue after our win against Atlanta. But being on this pod, you know, we're going to bring in Jake Ferguson. As I was talking about Pro Bowls with Steve Jordan, Cam Jordan. Jake Ferguson made his first Pro Bowl last year. We're going to have him come in and talk about the USAA, since we just passed up on Veterans Day. Jake Ferguson here. I mean, touching the pod. We only got him for a quick spell. I mean, obviously, with things transpiring the way they have this last week, let's just talk about it out in the open. Dak officially undergoes season-ending surgery. How do you feel about it? Have you talked to Dak?
Yeah. You know, seeing him every day. You know, it's hard. That's the guy you go to war with every single day. That's the guy you prepare week in, week out. You know how it is. And, you know, when one of those guys go down, it's never easy, especially when it's season ending. And to have your leader, one of those guys who's up there like that, giving you messages every day, not be there, it hurts you, you know. Hurts not only you, hurts the team. And I think in the NFL, you know, you talk about QBs all the time. And, you know, when your starter goes down, there might be a little hiccup here and there. Or there might be some wrinkles that need to be figured out a little bit better. And that's true, you know, that's just the way it is. But all the faith in Cooper Rush, Trey, to hold it down. But yeah, I mean, you know, just praying for Dak, praying for his recovery, praying for his mental, and just quick road to recovery.
Yeah. I mean, Pro Bowl last year, you know, with Dak at helm, and now you got Cooper Rush. I mean, for those that don't know, tell me about the disruption of the timing. Like, do you have to rework on that now with Cooper?
A little bit. It's a little bit of timing. Luckily, I've had some time with Coop to be able to work some of that. But yeah, if you're not, you know, if you're only working with the one QB when you're with the ones versus the twos, you know, you start to work with some timing. There might be some guys who might have a little bit of a timing issue, but we try to set our scheme up to where, you know, we're pretty same on the timing through and through, whatever QB is in. And you know, like I said, all the faith in Coop. My first NFL touchdown was from Cooper Rush. So I got all the faith in the guy. Love him.
Got it. Yo, obviously a glaring, you know, since we don't have much time, glaring. Funny to say glaring. The glaring issue that happened this past weekend between CD and Coop. Is there a dome problem? Is it too bright in the dome? Like, you know, as a defensive end, I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
As a receiver, maybe, like, is there a situation with the sunlight on and off the field?
Yeah. I mean, the sun shines through the stadium.
Yeah.
The sun is there every day. I get both points of views. I don't know. I mean, there's excuses to be made. Yeah, you know, there's excuses. I don't know.
Yeah, go.
I should have caught the ball. If I would have caught that ball, CD doesn't have to look at the sun and see. I should have just caught it.
Go politically correct. Yeah. Absolutely. Hey, bro, like, this is your third year in the league. What have you learned? How have you grown in the last couple seasons since you entered the draft or entered from University of Wisconsin in 2022?
Yeah, right. I think you know, the league, everybody's a dog. You know what I mean? I remember we played my rookie year. We played the Titans, and we're going through scout, and they had some guys banged up on the D line, and they were like, "Yeah, this guy you're blocking, I don't know who he is. We've never heard." He dogged me the whole game, just threw me down. I was getting tossed. I didn't make a good block the whole game. I was like, I thought y'all didn't know who this guy was. And they're like, oh, well, sorry. But yeah, I mean, it's everybody's a dog. It's a dog eat dog world, and you know, it's the NFL. It's 32 teams of the best dudes playing ball, and you really got to bring it every week.
I love when scouting departments like personnel come up and be like, "Hey, this guy's a gray dot, which means he's like fighting for his life every week," or this guy's like a yellow dot, which means he's just rotational. And those and you go play against him, and be like, "Yo, this is high caliber." I was like, "There's starters that aren't playing as well as he's playing right now."
Yeah, that yellow dot just hit me square in the face.
No, it's appreciate it, but it's crazy to think about. It's like, every Sunday they say eating given Sunday because we're comprised of the best of the best. You could be like, oh, he's not playing well, and like I said, any Sunday, anytime that game starts, that snap to whistle can get real hectic out there. Like certified dogs, but there's Dobermans or Weilers that you don't know about, just out there roaming the gates, bro, until they get their chance. But all right. So tell me about what you're here for. You give me the spiel, man.
Yeah. So today teamed up with USAA, the City of Arlington, and the City of Arlington Fire Department, and came together today to promote safe cooking for Thanksgiving, and trying to prevent those house fires and the fires that come with cooking. And so we raised awareness, and then we had this event, Huddle Up for Home Fire Prevention and Safety. We had this number come out. It was almost 400% increase in insurance claims of house fires over Thanksgiving in one day. And so it gets pretty crazy. I think it was something close to, 1,600 calls or claims came in on Thanksgiving just on fires. And just came today, demonstrated a safe way to cook a turkey, and then demonstrated an unsafe way to cook a turkey. Fire went up, put it out with some of the firefighters out here in Arlington. And USAA actually has on their website, usaa.com/fires, tips and information to just, help you go after cooking a better and safer way.
Yeah, clearly we're not going for mom's baked turkey. It's a new age, new way, bro. We're deep frying turkeys because they taste better.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to know, what can go wrong deep frying a turkey?
A lot, apparently. Apparently, fires happen. So
400% increase. I'm like, who's cooking their turkey the right way at this point?
We're out there. They dropped the turkey in and lit on fire, so I had to put it out with a little fire extinguisher.
Okay, what's one important fire safety measure that we can take to help just remember while we're cooking during the holiday season?
Right. I think one of the biggest ones is never leave what you're cooking unattended. Especially when you're dropping turkeys into a big thing of oil. Do not go away from that for a little bit. Keep your eyes on it. And I think even just the traditional stove and the oven. Keep an eye on it, man. You never know.
You never know. 4 kids running around my house, bro. It gets a little hectic. I can see. Man, I can see how like, hey, I'll be right back. Nah, don't leave. Mm-hmm. Take your time. Take your time with your deep fried. All right, Thanksgiving coming up. In fact, Veterans Day just passed, right? Mm-hmm. Salute to all the troops. Appreciate you for your service. Thanksgiving coming up. What are your top 3 Thanksgiving side dishes?
Stuffing. The little sweet potato casserole with the mini marshmallows on top.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Little. And then turkey, but it's got to be juicy. It can't be dry turkey.
Ain't nobody asked for dry turkey. You're a stuffing guy. Are you like one of those Stouffer's stuffing guys, or like
box
homemade?
Stuffing.
Okay.
No, box stuffing. So I got this thing with celery. I don't like celery. It's the only thing I don't eat. And then one time my grandma, she's like, I'm making homemade stuffing. She put celery in there. Ruined it.
First of all, is that a thing? I'm not a stuffing guy. So it wasn't until I got to New Orleans and they make seafood stuffing out here, seafood stuffed bell peppers, crazy work. Then I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I like this. And they're like, no, that's stuffing in there. So I've never been a stuffing guy. First of all, what do you mean they put celery in it? That's like putting raisins in the potato salad. You don't do these type of things.
She's always trying. She's MacGyver in the kitchen. She's always trying new stuff. So
okay.
What was happening that Thanksgiving?
What are you judging a Thanksgiving on? Like I judge everybody's Thanksgiving meal by their mac and cheese, and then I'll go for there.
Yeah, mac and cheese is big for me. I'm always just, what kind of sides do you have? And then the mashed potatoes and gravy. what does the gravy look like? If the gravy's runny, if it's thick.
Right.
And I make a bowl out of my mashed potatoes and put the gravy in there. There's layers. It's layers to it.
There's levels to everything.
When you're a certified big body like us, when we really eat, there's layers to it.
I'm not sure if I'm giving you the certified big body, bro. You know, when you're under 270, when big back is not activities.
I was 270 one time at Wisconsin. I had the belly button ring in my jersey.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. All right, so we got what, 8 games left in the season. What do you guys have to do to make this a successful situation?
Yeah, man. To me, it's all about execution. You know, there's some good to pull out of there. There's obviously a lot of bad, but there is some good. You know, run game got a little bit better last game, but turnovers killed us, and it just feels like, you know, we're shooting ourselves in the foot way more often than not, and it almost feels like sometimes we're not getting beat, we're just beating ourselves. So we just got to execute our game plan, be really clean on our prep every single day throughout the week, and, you know, just come into the game with supreme confidence that we're going to just completely play lights out on our game plan, be sound, and just execute everything at the highest tempo.
Absolutely. This weekend is also Battle of Texas. You got the Texans versus them boys. What's it going to take for you guys to win?
Yeah, I think their defense. You know, their defense is. They got a bunch of guys on there. Stout bunch of stout jokers on that defense.
Daniil Hunter.
Dude, he tried to hurdle Sam Laporta on a cut block. I was watching the tape and I'm like looking around. I'm like, this dude just tried to hurdle him. But yeah, they were playing like their hair was on fire. So I think we just got to execute on offense, score a lot, score early, and then obviously on the defensive side, just, you know, try to hold that QB and make him make as least plays as possible.
Man, last question I have for you. I feel like when you have a Battle of Texas, like if you have two teams in the same state, it should always be at a neutral site. I know you guys. I know it's at home. I just feel like, you know, if it's Houston versus Dallas, maybe you guys meet in like Arlington. I don't know. Just meet me halfway.
We play in Arlington.
Arlington is where the stadium is, so that's home anyways. Meet me in McKinney. I'm just saying.
I could see that. Or even like Austin. Play it.
We're on the same page. Meet me in Austin.
Yeah.
For the Battle of Texas.
I could totally see that, especially because it's, you know, it's not a division game. Playing one time. That would be cool. And Austin, college atmosphere. That
could be a fun time. Anyways, appreciate you for tapping in with Off the Edge, the podcast. I appreciate you, Jake. Stay blessed. Be healthy the rest of the season, bro.
Honor being here, brother.
Indeed. Peace. Hey, there we go. Hey, we know we headed to. I don't know if y'all been around the pod for a minute or a long time, but you know what? It's time for the final push. Let's just get right into it. I'm thinking, let's talk about Atlanta Hate Week. We just finished. Mission accomplished. Hate Week felt good. I came in rocking a hate ring. I had the yellow presidential on me. I had the gold hate. It was from, many years back. I had a Bedside Die Radio Raheem shirt, which, you know, iconic. I had the love or hate, but it rings created, and they sort of just stay. I like to rock the love. There's not, a lot of things in this world that I hate unless it's black and red dirty birds. And so I had to push it out there. You know, it's going to be good vibes when you hate the right team. That's why I don't understand some conferences when like, we hate everybody. No, I don't hate everybody. I'm okay with the other two teams in my conference. They can do well, great. I could care less. I'm like, we'll get them next time. But can't Atlanta? Ain't Atlanta. The Falcons, the Falcons. A dirty bird for them is a good term. Dirty bird anywhere else, you'd be like, ugh, it's ugly. That's a dirty bird. I got respect for the players. I ain't gotta like the team at all. You know, I'm like, man, David Onyemata, dog. Why you leave us? Why you traitor? You know, you sit there like Caden Ellis, dog. Why you leave us? Why you a traitor? Ugh, you traded for that? That's what you left us for? That? Anyways, Like I said, you're supposed to hate a team. Some people, you either hate the Cowboys or you love them. Me, the only team I'm trying to hate, well, by birthright, Green Bay. And all, as well as, being part of the Saints for the last 14 years, New Orleans. And it's okay to hate a team. There's nothing Atlanta's going to do for me to be like, man, I like those guys. And that's, maybe when I was growing up, Michael Vick, Algie Crumpler, my guys. Warren Dunn, for sure, my dude. Them being attached to the Falcons, gross. Anyways, that being said, that's how you know the victory was that much sweeter coming against, back in the win column, but against the Falcons. They came to our dome. We locked the gates. We beat the brakes off of them. They missed a couple field goals. If you win by a point or lose by a point, like that's what spoils go to the victor, bro. I get to say we beat the brakes off y'all. I know we won by 3. I could care less. I know what they didn't do. They didn't win. So it is what it is. I feel like, playing back a defensive end while playing in this game, while getting another win was good. It felt good to be back at defensive end, not being rotated out every other snap. As a player, you have to catch ebbs and flows of the game, but you have to be, you dealt with what you dealt with. You have to work with what you work with. I mean, there's going to be things that happen that you can't control, whether that be coaches trying to move towards younger players, whether that be a D-line coach who, relies more on scheme than players' abilities. It is what it is. You've got last week we had a whole head coaching change, and you hate to see that we couldn't win with Dennis Allen, because Dennis Allen's been my guy for many years. Great guy, great DC, and you wanted him to be a great coach, and I wish we would have won more. It's like 2 years in a row, you've got your starting quarterback who's been injured for multiple weeks 2 times. That's tough to win with that. This year definitely hit by the injury bug. I mean, both of our starting receivers not here right now. Hopefully one comes back. You talk about offensive line being gutted early on this season. DBs in and out, linebackers. You need a guy like Pete Werner. The injuries take its toll, but you have to be able to find a way to win. And when you don't, the message is loud and clear. Jobs are not safe in the league. At the end of the day, the NFL is a business. They always try to get younger, cheaper, and try to win more. I don't know if that correlates, because you need good vets. You need players that can play. And at the same time, you need that healthy list of young and upcoming guys that you're nurturing. It's part of the business. Darren Rizzi takes over this past week, and automatically he starts changing everything from the locker configuration to how we sit in meetings, how active we're in the meetings. We spent more time going through walkthroughs than focusing on the length of film. My guy Brian Young takes over for the D line. Was a D lineman in the league. That's another thing. When you have a guy who's in a position coach, and he's younger, he's got vitality, he's got energy, he's played that position versus a guy who has coached the position before or whatever else and has success, but has never truly played at a high level at that position. It's just a different mindset, mentality, perception, as well as, you automatically know, like, man, he said this works and it's going to work because he knows that field. There's a difference from, being able to create a simulation versus living that simulated play. And I think, he's able to relate to defensive line, and he's always been a good coach. And now you see him, brother BY, as a D line calls him big brother BY, to take over. And I think you have to say with that baritone, by the way, big brother BY, Brian Young, as our defensive line coach, has been a great situation. Give me 2 claps and a woo up in this thing. Woo! That Ric Flair hype. Just for everything from practice to meetings to whatever. Rizzi came in and was like, look, whatever we thought was going to work hasn't been working. We got to shake things up to see if this is going to be our way. And came in and ain't no status quo. He came in, was like status on go. And that's what you sort of know from Rizzi. Rizzi has been a part of our organization for like 6 years as a special teams coordinator. But I mean, the last couple of years, people have been trying to poach Rizzi to be a head coach. He was, before we hired DA, I'm pretty sure he was in the process of trying to be a head coach for us there. So he's getting his shot now as interim head coach. Wish he had a healthy roster to see if we can see it, but you can see his potential. You felt the energy on the sidelines. The way everybody was fired up. We wanted this win. We want all these wins. 7 games left. We have to find a way to win. We have to be able to get after the quarterback. We have to be able to straight man rush. We have to be able to cover guys' number ones, even though we lose our number one corner, Marshawn Latt, to a trade last week, which is, crazy. You can't replace a guy like Marshawn. He's over at the Washington Commanders, who we'll see later this year. So he's going to be healthy and rearing to show out. It's not what you want to see, but we'll talk about that when we get there. I just feel like as a interim head coach to come in and get a win, it does nothing but it's a buy-in for sure from the guys, from the city, from the organization, and just from the commitment from Darren Rizzi. I mean, he comes in and this is what we're going to do and does it. So it's easy to buy in when you win. But yeah, just the mind and attitude of Riz. I mean, guys were rocking, especially teams guys are rocking the Merry Rizmas, just in support from day one or two. It's just, crazy things happen this week. And at the same time, you knew the blessings of the Lord was here. We felt it in the atmosphere. You have Pope Francis come up and talk about the Saints. I don't think intentionally, but there was some tweets. I think I retweeted one. There was some tweets from the Pope. I may not be Catholic, but I understand that the Lord is always on our side. So we knew we weren't going to win. We knew we couldn't lose, and all we could do was win. What Pope Francis say? He's what he say. He said, "We cannot become saints with a frown. We must have joyful hearts that remain open to hope." Guess what? There's 7 games left. There's a whole lot of hope. Head coach change. Again, D-line position coach change. There's a whole lot of hope. So, we went to that game rocking. And the fans, God dang, them fans, like when I tell you, you wouldn't know we were a 2-7 team at the time, them fans came with energy. No, the city of New Orleans deserved a better team, a team that like 7-2, not 2-7 at the time. Now we're 3-7. You could feel it in the air. You could feel it in the atmosphere. Saints Nation gonna rock. Oh, speaking of the game, a guy that I know, a guy who's been a Pro Bowler, All Pro, one of the best to do it. We will say is officially the best running back to ever do it. Alvin Kamara, of course. 6,544 career rushing yards to break. I think going into the game, he needed 12 yards to break another running back who, my guy, went for Mark Ingram at 6,500, become the Saints all-time leading rusher. It's just, AK is special from jump. And I remember there was time when we first drafted this kid out of Tennessee, which I just thought it was a simple Tennessee kid, running back, and I was like, we got to welcome to the league. I'm about to smack him this practice. So we went live, and I went to like obliterate AK as he was headed towards the sideline, bro. And when I tell you, like, I gave him everything, I came down, hit him with that ooh-wee, same foot, same shoulder, blasted him. At the time, 290 pounds, solid rock. AK, bro, like sort of like bounced back in the air, and I gave like everything. I was like, oh yeah, gave him that ooh, and he lands on his back foot. And like, had he not landed out of bounds, he would have took off again. And I was like, oh, his balance is special. His strides are deceivingly fast. AK all day, special now. It's crazy how things work. So, by the way, the Saints win, and we got to go ahead and win again, and try and win again, and win again, and win again, and win. There's 7 games left. I think that was for 7 wins. I mean, that would be great to go 7-0 this last stretch of the season. That'll give us our best chance to be where we want to be. Because let's just not lose sight of the goal. The goal is to win it all. But to win it all, you can't win it at 3-7. You can't win it at 4-8. No, we have to be able to finish this season out strong, and hopefully the Saints way. I mean, I know there's final push. I was supposed to look around the league, but there's a lot going on in the building. New Orleans Saints, let's win. Come on. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's been a hell of a pod for me. You get a little breath off my chest. I appreciate y'all. So just follow, share, give a 5-star rating and a review on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to watch us on the NFL YouTube channel. Man, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have a job in the NFL. For the last 14 years, I got to hit people. And they finally let me hit people again. So I'm gonna take advantage of every opportunity. Just like y'all taking advantage of listening to the pod. Shout out to Off the Edge. Shout out to my producers. Shout out to, my family for letting me come on and do this thing on my off day. Shout out to the schools visits that I've been doing for the last 14 years. You know what? This year I'm gonna make it special. I'm gonna drop bread at every school that I visit this year. For the ones past, I'm gonna drop bread. I don't know how much. Let's call it 5. No, probably let's call it $10,000 to every school. I'm gonna visit at least 17 schools. Let's call it 170 grand. We're going out to these schools. We're gonna just give it to them. I would love for it to go to a good place. I would love for it to go towards books, towards the new science lab. And I'm gonna leave it at the school's discretion. I'm gonna leave it at the school's discretion, which means, let it go to, let the positive vibes go to a positive place. These kids, with the elementaries, the high schools, the middle schools, the other next generation, then the next wave, they deserve to know that people care about them. And all we want is for our next generation to be better than what we have currently or what we're going to be. Because if we're all going to be better than we were yesterday, how much better will tomorrow be? Appreciate you for sticking around. Off the Edge, the pod. I got some money to go scramble up. Peace.